High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history at Haltom. Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout. A perfect game for Danny Bustamante.
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or
It's game day in East Arlington, and Zach Arnold Productions has the action you're looking for. Broadcasting live from the campus of Sam Houston High School, Texas High School Baseball, presented by John Wade Roofing. The pregame show is coming up right after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Go.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Friday Night Baseball under Friday Night Lights here in East Arlington on the campus of Arlington Sam Houston High School. This is the Arlington Colts visiting the Texans in the second game of their two-game series this week. I want to introduce and welcome to the booth to my left my wife, Patsy, lovingly known as Mom the Producer. She'll be doing some color commentary and keeping up with all the ball strikes and the score bug and the commercials for us this evening. Welcome, Mom, to the booth. Glad to have you aboard.
Thank you. Happy to be here this evening. Looking forward to seeing some great baseball tonight.
You know, we've got a lot of connections to Sam Houston High School and Arlington High School. When we first met as a couple, Patsy was working as a Spanish teacher here at Sam Houston, and we met at a well, it's kind of a funny story.
At another job.
We met in another job and courted while she was teaching here, and so we've got some special ties to Sam there. And then, of course, I graduated from Arlington High in the class of 1982. So we have loyalties on both sides, and we're excited to bring an exciting ball game to you here tonight. Arlington High comes into the game tonight with an overall record of 8-11. But what's more important is their district record, a 4-1 record in the district standing so far, and that leads to a three-way tie. They are tied with South Grand Prairie, which they split with earlier this year. Arlington High did just last week. And Lamar is sitting at 4-1 right now. And so there's a three-way tie on top of District 8-6A coming into this ball game tonight. Arlington High started the district action with by sweeping Haltom. And then they beat South Grand Prairie 2-1, and then lost to South at home last Friday night 12-2. This week's action, they beat Sam Houston on Tuesday night in a run rule over at Colt Field. So the 4-1 district action is going to bring you up to date to tonight's game as the coaches and umpires are meeting at home plate. Let me tell you a little bit about Sam Houston. They're coming in with an overall record of 4-13 and a palindrome record in the district, 1-4. Their one district win was a very exciting game here at Sam Houston that I got the privilege to call, and it was a walk-off win against Bowie just last Friday. Very, very exciting ball game here on the field at Sam Houston. Head coach Elijah Perez is doing a real good job of rebuilding the program here at Sam Houston. He's got more kids that are playing, more interest in the baseball program, and they're actually playing better ball, Mom. They played really close games so far this year.
You know, I haven't been on the call as much this year because we're training interns, but I watch from home, and I have noticed a definite improvement in the Texan team this year over last year's team.
One of the exciting things any team looks for are the players who are going on to the next level. On the Colts side of the ball, the diamond, Danny Bustamante is a Grayson College JUCO commit up in the Sherman-Denison area, and we're excited to see him progress, although I think his stock may have gone up when we got to watch him against Haltom pitch his second perfect game of his career. Yes, perfect game. No walks, no runs, no hits, no errors in that ball game. A perfect game, and that's ironically the second perfect game you and I have called, Mom.
You know, last year when he pitched that perfect game, it was my first baseball game on the headset. I had called football, but I hadn't called baseball yet. And I looked at you afterwards and said, how can it possibly get any better than this? Every game after this is going to be less than. And this year when he did it again and we were on the call, I looked at you and said, this is how it gets better.
That's how it gets
because
better.
I get to be on the call twice when he pitches perfect games.
It was a lot of fun. On the Arlington High side, Arlington High is led by 100-game winning coach Brian Womack, and his assistant coach, Mr. Coach Barrientos, will be on the base pass with him tonight. Assistants for Sam Houston High, my colleagues Austin Tegler and Corey May will be helping out Coach Perez on the Sam Houston side. On the Sam Houston commitment side, this is really big news for Sam Houston. Sam Houston has one of their first JUCO college commits in several years in Mark Ramos. Their starting player, Mark Ramos, has committed to Northlake College in Dallas to play baseball on a scholarship. So we're very, very excited for Mark Ramos, and this is just the beginning of what we hope are some new, bigger things for Sam Houston. And we're really glad to be able to showcase these teams tonight because these teams are on YouTube and getting the exposure here in Arlington ISD through the Zach Arnold Productions. More people are seeing our high school athletes, and we're very proud to be a part of that.
You know, Pops, it makes my heart glad to know that Sam Houston is rebuilding. When I was teaching here, that was the era of Tommy Cantrell, who not only coached for Sam Houston, but was also a scout for the Baltimore Orioles. And Tommy had just such a great program here. And then they went through kind of a drought, and it's so exciting to see Coach Perez rebuilding this team and getting these young men into those college places.
All right, we're very excited about it. Let me mention to you the sponsor for the pregame show, Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. It presents the pregame show. Chapman Cornelius Services is a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. We're getting ready to announce the starting lineups for both teams. As you can see on your TV screen, the Arlington High Colt reserves are coming out. Coach Ivan Loya on the PA system tonight, another one of my colleagues here at Sam Houston. Hold on just a second, fans. We're going to take care of a little problem with the camera freezing. and get you some action back. There we go.
Sorry, Pops, it's been a while since I ran the camera.
That's okay. That's okay. We're in the field tonight for the Colts. Let me give you their for their starting lineup for Arlington High tonight, as they'll be batting first tonight. Leading off for the Colts and playing shortstop, Danny Bustamante. Batting second for Arlington, Gannon Howard will be playing center field. Batting third, Axel Alvarado, the catcher. Batting fourth, Abe Alvarado, his cousin, playing first base. Batting fifth, Payne Kernal in right field. Batting sixth, Corbin Quiros, the designated hitter in tonight's ball game. Batting seventh, Colin Murphy, playing second base for the Colts tonight. Batting in the eighth hole, Joel Galmez, playing left field. And rounding out the order in ninth position, Adam Tayara, playing third base for the Colts tonight. We'll introduce the Colt defensive positions whenever they come out after their half inning of batting. And we're now going to be introducing the Sam Houston Texans as they'll be trotting out onto the ball field. Let me set up where they will be playing in tonight's ball game. Starting at first base, Noah Borrego. Playing at second base for the Texans, Brandon Jimenez. Over at third base, the hot corner, Marco Lopez, playing for Sam there tonight. At shortstop, Mark Ramos, the young man we mentioned earlier, the Grayson College commit. In left field, Angel Quintero. Center field, Sebastian De La Rosa. In right field, Matthew Umansor. And the battery for the Texans tonight. Behind the plate, Christian Zatarain will be catching. And on the bump for the Texans, Oscar Almendarez, number 18. Last time we saw Oscar pitch against Bowie, I was quite impressed with his pitching performance. He pitches a little bit slower velocity than what you see some of the pitchers, like the pitcher for Martin the other night. But he's effective. He gets the ball in the strike zone. We're going to step aside here at Texan Field as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem, and then we'll be right back with action. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And we're about ready to play some baseball as the teams go back to their dugouts and the Texans start their warm-ups. Let me set the stage for you here at Texan Field. It's 312 feet down the left field and right field lines. 375 to straightaway center field where the American flag is flying and standing straight out. We've had a change of weather, Mom. The cold front has blown in. We're wearing our hoodies tonight. The boys are wearing long sleeves. And the weather at first pitch time should be about 58 degrees, and the wind is blowing about 18 miles an hour out of the north. So it's going to be a little bit chilly here tonight, but it's going to be a nice night for baseball nonetheless. We're looking forward to a good night here at Sam Houston. Across town on the Zach Arnold Network, Bowie is traveling over to Martin. Bowie dropped one on Tuesday night. I was at that ball game at the ball field at Bowie, and they dropped that one, and so they're looking to rebound tonight against the Martin Warriors over at Warrior Field, soon to be renamed Kurt Culbertson Field on the campus of Martin High School. Kurt Culbertson was a great coach who helped open Bowie High School when you were teaching there.
Yes, he and I were at Bowie together.
And
great man.
He set the stage for everything that they do there, did at Bowie, and paved the way for Coach Alex Johnson and his team. And now he went over to Martin and really established a dynasty over at Martin, and He passed away succumbing to cancer recently, and so he is going to be honored by having the field there at Martin named after him very soon. The pitcher, Almendares, has completed his warm-up pitches, and the Colts are coming to bat, and we're fixing to get this game started. First batter for the Colts, Danny Bustamante, stepping into the left-handed batting box. Gannon Howard on deck. Axel Alvarado is in the hole. Almendares' first pitch of the game is a ball outside, and the first pitch of the ball game, as we open up this game, open up your home to new possibilities with Modern West Windows and Doors, our first pitch presenters this season. Modern West, and the next pitch from Almendares is a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. We don't have a scoreboard here at Sam tonight. It seems to be on the fritz, and so we're going to be keeping balls and strikes here in the booth on my old umpire clicker, and Mom will be keeping up with the action on the scorebug. Bustamante lifts the next pitch into the air, and De La Rosa is able to drift in about 3 steps and make the catch for the first out of the ball game. Danny flies out to center field, and the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the next batter in tonight's ball game, Gannon Howard, playing center field for the Colts tonight. Almendares 3 pitches and 1 out here to start the ball game. Gannon Howard comes up and gives a fist bump greeting to the catcher for the Texans, Zatarain, and the home plate umpire. And Almendares winds, and his first pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Texans are playing pretty much at normal depth tonight against the Colts. Almendares' second delivery swung on and flied into the right side of the field. Calling for it is Jimenez, and he's going to go over and right on the foul line make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Gannon Howard swinging on the first pitch there, and he flies to the second baseman for the second out of the inning.
Pops, it's going to be interesting to watch how these fly balls move based on the wind, since it's pretty steady at 18 and going to gust beyond that.
Almendares' first pitch to Axel Alvarado is a called strike 1. Almendares working very fast and working ahead in the count so far tonight. And so far, he's through a minimum pitches to get 2 outs. That ball is hit to second base. Brandon Jimenez bobbles it for a second, recovers, throws to first base, and gets the out to Noah Borrego to end the inning for the Texans. So the 4-3 put out is the third out of the inning. We'll step aside here and go visit some of our sponsors. This is High School Baseball presented by Zach Arnold Productions, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe & Peak can help your home. When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning. Almendares dispatches of the Colts 1-2-3 in the top of the inning, and it's the Texans' turn at bat. Let me run through the batting order for you this evening's game. Batting first and leading off, Sebastian De La Rosa, the center fielder. Batting second, Marcos Lopez, the third baseman. Batting third for the Texans, Mark Ramos, the shortstop. Batting fourth, Michael Soto, the designated hitter for tonight's ball game. Batting fifth, Angel Quintero, the left fielder. Batting sixth, Matthew Umansor, the right fielder. Batting seventh, Christian Zatarain, the catcher. Batting eighth, Nora Borrego, the first baseman. And rounding out the 9 for the Texans, Brandon Jimenez, the second baseman. So leading off here in the bottom of the first inning, De La Rosa batting first. Lopez on deck. Ramos in the hole as Coach Perez goes down to his position at third base to coach the Texans on offense. Austin Tegler takes up his position over at first base. The pitcher, let me set the defense for the Colts. At first base, Abe Alvarado. At second base, Colin Murphy. Playing the hot corner at third base, Adam Tyara. Holding down his usual spot when he's not pitching, Danny Bustamante at shortstop. Joel Gomez in left field, Gannon Howard in center, Payne Kernal in right field. Your battery tonight, Axel Alvarado catching, and on the bump for the Colts, Brendan Buechele. Number 22, Buechele on the mound, pitching for Arlington tonight. Sebastian De La Rosa ready to step into that he's a left-handed batter, so he's in the right side box to get started tonight. Axel Alvarado seems to be having some equipment issues to get the game started. The umpire is actually trying to help him get his chest protector strapped back on properly. Want to keep all the young men safe as we're playing this game here tonight. Got a little keeping warm with the third baseman and the first Tyara and Buechele. Just going to toss the ball back and forth, make sure his arm stays warm. And looks like we're got the equipment issue solved, and we're ready to go here. Want to remind you that the distance from home plate to the backstop here at Sam Houston is a pretty long distance like it is at Lamar and Bowie. So if a ball gets past the catcher, there could be some room to run. Buechele's first pitch is a called strike one to De La Rosa. Danny Bustamante got the complete game on Tuesday night in the win against the Texans. Buechele's second delivery swung on and missed for strike two. Buechele's a long, tall, lanky young man, isn't he?
I was just thinking that.
Lots of leg motion because he's mostly legs. The 0-2 delivery coming from Boo. Swung on and missed, and that's the strikeout to start off the game for Buechele. I do like the swinging strike there. I'd much rather see a player hacking at the ball instead of looking at it. That'll bring up Marcos Lopez, the third baseman for the Texans, with one out here in the inning. Buechele's ready for his first delivery. A little bit low and outside for ball one. Buechele looks for the sign from his catcher, Alvarado. And the 0-1 delivery. Swung on, and it's going to be a base hit in front of Joel Gomez in left field.
Marcos Lopez, number 5, third baseman.
That puts the first runner on base for the Texans tonight on that nice, clean base hit to left field. That'll bring up the third batter of the inning, Mark Ramos. We mentioned that Mark Ramos is a Northlake College in Dallas baseball commit. Got a scholarship to play baseball after high school there, and that's just a super fantastic thing for the Texan baseball program. One out here in the inning, runner at first base. Buechele's coming set, and his first delivery to Ramos is way outside. Good job blocking the ball there by Axel Alvarado for ball one. As I mentioned, if that ball had gotten past Alvarado, Lopez would be easily into second base. Abe Alvarado holding him close over there at first as Buechele takes a look at the runner. Throw over, courtesy tag over there as the runner Lopez gets back easily. Lopez getting a good lead off. Buechele comes set, mindful of that runner at first. And he comes home. Swung on to protect. The throw down to second is past second base. Lopez is in there safely with a stolen base. It was a swinging protection at the plate by Ramos to protect his runner. 1 ball, 1 strike, and a runner now at second base for Sam. Alvarado's throw down sailed past the catcher, the
Second baseman.
Second baseman down there into center field. Good backups. Held Lopez to just the one base.
Actually, I think it was Busta that was covering from short.
The 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit to third. Tyara fields it, looks at his runner, throws across to Alvarado, and there's a second out in the inning. Good fundamental play there by Tyara to look back the runner Lopez at second, make sure he wasn't breaking for third, and then making the routine play over to first base. So the 5-3 put out is the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Michael Soto for the Texans, the designated hitter in tonight's ballgame. Sam has a runner in scoring position. It'd be good to get a clutch hit and bring him on around. Buechele takes a look at Lopez and comes home. Called strike one by the home plate umpire. Buechele gets the sign he wants, takes a look at Lopez and brings it home. That ball a little bit too high. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, Michael Soto. One pitch on the way. A little bit down in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Soto. Buechele takes a little walk around the mound. Gets set and the 2-1 delivery. Soto often running on the hit and run, but the ball is flown into left field. Joel Gomez floats under it and puts it away for the third out of the inning. So the fly to F7 is the third out. Texans leave that runner at second base, and we'll take a break here as we go to visit our sponsors here on Zach Arnold Productions. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com. Coming back.
Welcome back to Texan Field on the east side of Arlington on the campus of Arlington Sam Houston High School. We're heading to the top of the second inning, and the second inning is presented by Pipe and Peak Plumbing. Call Caleb Renfro if you need a cast iron replacement specialist at 817-807-7069. Serving Arlington for over 16 years. Leading off for the Colts, Abe Alvarado. First pitch from Almendarez is a ball outside. On deck for the Colts, Payne Kernal, the right fielder, and in the hole, Corbin Quiros. Alvarado, Kernal, Quiros, 1-2-3. That ball is called a strike on the outside corner. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on the leadoff batter, Abe Alvarado, playing first base tonight. Typically, we see him over at third base, but Coach Womack is changing things up just a little bit tonight. That next delivery from Almendarez sails outside for ball 2. 2 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Alvarado. That one in the same place, just off the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike hitter count coming now to Abe Alvarado. Almendarez set in the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit into left field, right in between Lopez and Ramos, and Abe Alvarado will be on base with a leadoff single. First base runner for the Colts tonight will bring us to Payne Kernal, the right fielder, coming up for his first appearance in tonight's ball game. Perfectly placed hit right where the Texans were not playing. Not much that Lopez and Ramos could do with that one. First pitch to Colonel is laid down a bunt. It's on the left side, perfectly placed bunt. It's going to be a hard throw over at first. He's wide of the first baseman, and Colonel's going to get a base hit out of that bunt. Alvarado makes it all the way over to third, and the Colts will have runners at first and third on the perfectly placed bunt by Payne Colonel.
Pops, we were just discussing the chat, and just as we said her name, Donna Nipper appeared. Hi, Donna. Glad to have you with us tonight.
Always glad to have Donna with us. She's one of our biggest fans, listens in from Mississippi, whether it's football or baseball. Always glad to have Donna aboard. Runners at the corners, nobody out for the Colts. Almendarez comes set and steps off the back of the plate. AB over at third, Colonel at first. Almendarez set again, and the delivery home. Swung on and missed, strike one. Christian Zatarain loses his hat on that play. I think he was anticipating a run down to second base and tossed that hat, but Colonel stuck to first. Noah Borrego over there holding him close. Almendarez next pitch home. Swung on and fouled at the plate. Colonel was taking off on the swing, and he'll have to go back to first. Almendarez now ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes here to Corbin Quiros, the designated hitter at the plate. Almendarez set and ready for that next delivery, and that ball sails outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Quiros in his first appearance in the DH spot tonight. On deck, Colin Murphy swinging, taking some warm-up swings. Next pitch is swung on and missed for a strikeout. The runner from first makes it to second base on a straight steal, but Quiros is out at the plate for the first out. The Colts now have runners in scoring position at second and third. Colonel at second, Abe Alvarado over at third, and that'll bring up Colin Murphy playing second base for the Colts tonight. Swung on and hit to the second baseman. Jimenez makes the play, throws over to first on the fielder's choice. The runner will score from first, and the Colts are on the board tonight. Abe Alvarado comes in as the second baseman. Jimenez gets the 4-3 putout for the second out of the inning, and Colonel ends up over at third base with 2 outs. Murphy with the RBI fielder's choice. 2 outs in the inning now, and that'll bring up Joel Gomez, the left fielder. First pitch to him is a called strike 1 at the plate. Almendarez set. Brings it home. Swung on and chopped to shortstop. Mark Ramos fields it there. Throws across to Borrego, and he gets the out at first base and retires the Colts. But not before they get 1 run across, leave 1 runner on base. It's 1-0 Arlington, headed to the break between the top of the second and the bottom of the second. We'll step away and visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball, presented on ZAP, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpas to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back.
Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning. And, Mom, I think you have someone special you'd like to give a shout-out to tonight.
Yes, I do. So I teach high school at Pantego Christian Academy, and one of my students is particularly intrigued that this is my hobby and told me he was going to listen tonight. So shout out to Jack. I hope you're really there, and I'll see you Monday.
All right. Hope Jack is aboard and listening in and enjoying hearing his teacher give some color commentary here tonight. Sam Houston coming up to bat, finding themselves in a 1-0 hole right here early in this ball game. They'll be bringing up their 5, 6, 7 hole hitters to the plate. Leading off, Angel Quintero. On deck, Matthew Umansor. And in the hole, Christian Zatarain. Quintero, Umansor, and Zatarain, 1, 2, 3, coming up to bat this bottom of the second inning for the Texans. Coach Perez gives Quintero a little encouragement from third base as he steps into the box. Brendan Buechele on for his second inning of work here tonight for Arlington. Buechele set in his first pitch. Swung on and fouled away at the plate. Strike one.
Up to bat, Angel Quintero, number 23, left field.
Buechele gets another ball and comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Tap down the first base line. Abe Alvarado fields it and is going to make the play himself. A 3-3 put out on Quintero, and that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Matthew Umansor, the right fielder for the Texans tonight, for his first plate appearance of the evening. Texans got a runner as far as second base in the last inning, looking to generate something here. First pitch is outside for ball one. Buechele set, hiding behind that glove as he comes set and kicks. And same place, outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Matthew Umansor. 2-0 offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right side over the Texan dugout for strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike on Umansor. Buechele's next delivery. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's a hitter's count for Umansor. Buechele ready. The 3-1 delivery. In there for a called strike. Count evens at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Texans in their red jersey tops with white pants tonight. Colts in their black on black with green pinstripe here for this ball game on a Friday night. That ball's hit into left field. Another base hit to that spot for the Texans. Umansor aboard with a clean base hit out to Joel Gomez, who plays it back into the infield.
Base hit, Christian Satter. Oh, Matthew Umansor, right field, base hit, number 5.
That'll bring up the number 7 hole hitter, the catcher for tonight's ball game, Christian Zatarain. Zatarain with his first appearance in the ball game tonight, with a runner on first base and 1 out in the inning. Buechele takes a look at Umansor, comes set and comes home. Umansor squares to bunt and then pulls the barrel of the bat back, and the ball is outside for ball 1. Adam Tayara came charging in from third base, but Zatarain changed his mind and did not lay the bunt down. Buechele's next delivery. Swung on and popped up in the infield. Who's it going to be, Buechele or Murphy? Murphy squeezes it and puts it away for the pop-up to second base. So the pop to 4 is the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Noah Borrego, the first baseman for the Texans, for his first appearance of the evening. 2 outs now in the inning. Abe Alvarado holding the runner tight, Umansor, and he gives him a courtesy throw over to first base. Umansor back easy. Yep, they balked. He went to his mound while he was towing the rubber, and that's a no-no. So Umansor will take second base on the balk by Brendan Buechel. So runner scoring position here for the Texans now. Can Borrego get a key hit to put the Texans on the run to even the score? That first pitch is in there for a strike one on Borrego. Buechel comes set. A little outside and high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buechel set for the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the right side. Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Buechel gets a new ball. 1 ball, 2. Couple of looks out at Umansor and the pitch home. Outside for ball 3. Alvarado does a good job sliding to the outside to keep that ball in front of him. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buechel set as he takes a long look at Umansor. And the 2-2 delivery home. That curveball doesn't break into the zone, stays outside. Count is even now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On the batter, Noah Borrego. Buechel coming with the payoff pitch. Swung on and chopped over Buechel's head. Fielded there by Murphy. Can he get it to first? He cannot. Borrego legs it out and gets a base hit. That was a tough hop over the pitcher's mound and a tough play for Murphy, so I'm not giving an error on that play. I'm giving a straight-up base hit to Borrego, and that would push Umansor over to third. Texans keeping this inning alive, and that'll bring up Brandon Jimenez, the second baseman, for his first at-bat of the evening. 2 outs here in the inning, and the Texans making some noise with runners at the corners. Buechel takes a look over at first and brings it home. That first pitch is a called strike by the home plate umpire. Can Buechel bear down and get out of this jam? Next delivery on the same place, 0-2 on the batter, Jimenez. The 0-2 pitch coming to Jimenez. High, the ball goes to second base. They throw him down there. Buechel's going to try and go to third. Get him. We got a rundown situation. He's coming home. The slide and the score.
Number 5,
Matthew Umansor comes home from third on the throw down to second. Axel Alvarado threw the ball to second on Borrego's trying to steal. He is there safely at second. And Matthew Umansor almost got into a rundown situation, but he was able to come home and slide in safely for the first score of the night for the Texans, and we're all even at 1 here at Sam Houston High School. One ball, 2 strikes, the count to the batter, Jimenez. And that's a strikeout looking. So Brendan Buechel gets out of the inning with the backwards K for the third out, but not before the Texans strike and get a run home from third on a throw down to second. And we're all tied up at 1 here from Texan Field. We'll step aside and visit our sponsors. This is Texas High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more.
Back.
Welcome to the top of the third inning. We'd like to remind you fans that the third inning is presented by Field Ops. Field Ops does more than just field markings. They also do commercial landscaping. Find out all John Kling can do by calling 817-908-2194. The third inning brought to you by Field Ops. Colts coming up for their third inning bat, and we're going to start with the bottom of the order, the number 9 hole hitter, Adam Tyara, leading off. And back to the top, Danny Bustamante on deck and Gannon Howard in the hole. So Tyara, Busta, and Howard, the 1-2-3 batters here in the top of the third, as Oscar Almendarez is ready for his third inning of work on the mound for Sam Houston. All tied up here at Texan Field on the east side of Arlington. Almendarez first delivery. A little bit outside for ball 1, says the home plate umpire. Tyara's first appearance tonight, holding down the hot corner tonight at third base for the Colts. First delivery, next delivery to him is swung on and hit out to Brandon Jimenez. Fields it cleanly, gets it over to first base just in the nick of time. Jimenez was a little laissez-faire, a little slow getting it over there, but he did nip Tyara for the first out of the inning. 4-3. Tyra, I think Tyra was getting down the line faster than Jimenez anticipated, but he still got the out.
Danny Bustamante, number 4.
Bustamante steps in for his second appearance of the inning. He flew out to center field his first at bat. Almendarez ready for his first delivery to Busta. Swung on and skied to the right side. The right fielder, Umanzor, is going back. He's going back. Hits over his head and all the way to the wall. Bustamante around second. He'll hold up there as he gets a clean double to right field that it carries and just carries over Umanzor's head and bounces off the fence.
As strong as the wind's blowing, Pops, I think it had some effect on that.
Yeah, the wind is blowing from left to right here tonight because it's a north wind. Normally we're dealing with a very strong wind coming in from right field on the south wind, but with that cold front, that thing got up into the jet stream and just kept carrying, and Umanzor could not catch up to it.
Number 2.
So Bustamante at second base in scoring position now for the Colts with that double, and that'll bring up Gannon Howard, the center fielder. Gannon Howard flew out to second base, popped out to second his first at bat, and the first delivery from Almendarez is strike 1 on the outside corner. Mark Ramos playing in behind Bustamante, and this next pitch from Howard is swung on and fouled over the Texan dugout on the first base side for strike 2. No balls and 2 strike the count as Almendarez works ahead in the count here early to Gannon Howard. Jimenez playing at regular position. Ramos staying close to Bustamante at second. The pitch home. It's a curveball that curves too far outside for ball 1 to Gannon Howard. This is the first game I've been able to call for the Colts in a couple of weeks. It's nice to be back with the green and white. But I work here at Sam Houston, so my heart is in both places. Next pitch is outside for ball 2. I really enjoy the company of Coach Betez and Coach May, and Coach Tegler. Been working with them for 4 years here at Sam Houston and these young men. Next pitch is swung on and hit. It's going to be into the gap in left center. Bustamante rounding third. He's going to come home as that falls in for another double for Gannon Howard as he slides into second. Gets his uniform dirty, but a nice double out there to the left center gap for Howard. That brings in Bustamante for the second run for the Colts tonight, and they take the lead 2-1.
At the bat, number 5, Axel Alvarado.
2 doubles in a row here for the Colts. That brings up Axel Alvarado, the catcher for the Colts. Left-handed batting catcher steps into the right side batting box here as Almendarez comes set. First pitch to Axel Alvarado. Swung on and hit out towards short. Ramos is going to field it, throw across the diamond to Borrego and get the out there, but that pushes Gannon Howard over to third.
Number 20, Abraham Alvarado up to bat.
The 6-3 putout is the second out of the inning for the Texans. And that'll bring up the number 4 hole hitter, Abe Alvarado. Alvarado playing at first base tonight. Typically, he hits the third base side. His first delivery from Almendares is a called strike 1. Alvarado got a base hit and scored the first Colt run last inning. Next delivery from Almendares is outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Abe Alvarado. One delivery. Swung on and tapped down the third base line, but it's going to be well foul. Trickling into the Colt dugout on the third base side. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes as Almendares works ahead in the count here. Almendares gets a new ball. And the 1-2 delivery home. Low and in the dirt. Zatarain does a good job of keeping the ball in front of him with a runner at third. Gannon Howard down there hoping the ball got away far enough, but Zatarain all over it. And the count runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 delivery. Swung on and hit out to shortstop. Mark Ramos makes the play, throws across the diamond. Borrego takes care of it for the third out, and the Colts are retired here. 1 run in the inning. The 6-3 put out ends the inning for the Colts, and the Texans get out with just 1 run given up. But Arlington takes the lead 2-0 here as we head to the break in between the innings. We'll step aside and visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back. Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab leaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
Go.
Welcome back here to the east side of Arlington to the field of the Sam Houston Texans on the campus of Arlington Sam Houston High School as the Arlington Colts are visiting for the second part of the home and home matchup between the Texans and the Colts here in District 8-6A action. Colts are coming in at 4-1 in district, Sam Houston at 1-4, but that 1 win for Sam was a very exciting, very emotional win over Bowie in walk-off fashion right here at home. And I was blessed to be able to call that ball game. So exciting to see that for the Texans. The Colts, the Texans will be sending up the top of their order, the 1-2-3 hitters. Sebastian De La Rosa leading off. Mark Lopez on deck, and Marcos Lopez and Mark Ramos is in the hole to start things off in the bottom of the third. Brendan Buechel on the mound for his third inning of work here tonight. Buechel's first pitch to De La Rosa. Swung on and flared to the left side, but it looks like it's going to be slicing foul. Long strike as the ball kind of settles out there in no man's land. One of the Colt players darts out of the dugout and runs down there to retrieve it. Buechel will get a new ball and will come home with a 1-0 count. 0-1, I'm sorry. That ball's outside, 1-1. Here on the leadoff batter in the third inning. De La Rosa, a strikeout victim, his first at bat. That ball's lifted into right field. It's going to, very close play. What's the call? Out. Diving play by Payne Kernall in right field. And that's one for the top 10. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, as Kernall dives for that ball and keeps it in his glove for the first out. Good play by Payne Kernall in right field. That ball was dying, and Kernall dove for it at the last minute and was able to make the catch. That'll bring up Marcos Lopez, the third baseman. He got a base hit and a stolen base his last at bat, but was stranded out there. His first pitch home from Buechele is a strike. Oh, 1 delivery from Buechele. Ooh, Lopez thought about it, but laid off just in time. Count runs to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 1-1 delivery from Boo in there for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lopez. Buechele's next offering. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Buechele. Nope, my bad. Third strikeout. I missed one. Third strikeout of the game for Buechele. Sorry, Buechele family. 2 outs in the inning now for Arlington. Buechele's first delivery to Ramos. But low and outside for ball 1. Buechele with a strikeout in each inning so far. Next delivery. Swung on and chopped to third base. Tyara takes a hop bounce. It gets by him. Bustamante fields it. Throws too late over to first base. That ball was a nasty hop down to Tyara. Bustamante was backing him up. Busta made the play, but he was running towards the foul line and had to turn and throw across his body. And Ramos able to leg it out. I'm giving Ramos a base hit on that also. Tyara could have had the play, but it was a good shot down that left field line, and Ramos was able to leg it out. Michael Soto steps in for his second at bat tonight. Fly out to left field, his first at bat, and the first pitch to him is a called strike 1. 2 outs in the inning. Ramos at first. Buechele throws over. Just a mere courtesy tag applied by AB over there as Ramos dives back in and gets his uniform duly dirty tonight here. It's one thing I like about dirt fields, Mom. You can get the uniform dirty. That AstroTurf, no dirt. Next pitch is another called strike on Ramos. 0-2. Next pitch is low for a ball. Ramos takes off and makes it to second base on the straight steal. So runner in scoring position with a 1 ball and 2 strike count at the plate. 2 outs in the inning. Can Soto get a clutch hit here for Sam and tie it up again? 1-2 delivery. Swung on and popped up. Incoming Tyara. There's Buechele. He calls for it and makes the catch. That'll end the inning on the pop to 1. Third out. And that will retire the Texans with no runs across. They strand a runner at second base. We'll step aside here as we head to the 4th inning. This is high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back. Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Back.
Welcome back here to this campus of Sam Houston High School. The beginning of the 4th inning, and we want to remind you that the 4th inning here on ZAP is presented by Trinity Logistics Services. Don't let hauling be a hassle. Trinity has dumpsters that fit any size project, and they drop off and pick up so you can focus on cleaning up, a win for your home or business. Call Chet Soto at 817-693-1302 for more information. The 4th inning brought to you by Trinity Logistics Services. The Colts will be bringing up their 5, 6, 7 hitters this inning. Payne Kernall leading off. Corbin Quiros on deck and Colin Murphy in the hole. Oscar Amendadas on for his 4th inning of work. He winds in his first pitch. A little bit outside for ball 1 as Christian Zatarain did his best job to kind of frame that pitch and bring it back from that outside corner into the zone, but the umpire wasn't biting. Next delivery swung on and hit to center field, left field area. Who's going to call for it? Looks like the center fielder, Sebastian De La Rosa, calls everyone off and makes the catch on that fly ball. The fly to 8 is the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Corbin Quiros. Didn't even get to tell you that Kernall got a base hit and a stolen base in his last at-bat. But it's for naught as Corbin Quiros comes up, and he was a strikeout victim his first at-bat. 1 out here in the inning. Almendarez comes set in his first pitch, ready for Quiros. Swung on and hit right back to Quiros. 1 pitch and another out as Almendarez gets the ball easily over to Borrego, and we have 2 outs on the 1-3 put out.
Murphy, number 6 up the bat.
I'm reminded of our good friend Jot Holly, whose biggest pet peeve is swinging at that first pitch. Take a look at it, batter, is what Jot would say. I hope Jot's feeling better. He was kind of under the weather on Tuesday night. 2 outs in the inning, Colin Murphy at bat. Curveball by Almendarez is called. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Nice movement on that ball by Almendarez.
That was a pretty curveball. That was a pretty pitch.
Yeah, lots of good movement from the inside out. Murphy, a 4-3 put out. He grounded to second base his last at bat. The 0-1 delivery. Another curveball and another called strike. 0-2 on Colin Murphy.
That one had the same movement on it.
Same movement. Will Armendariz do 3 in a row? Now, that one was a little bit outside on the fastball. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Murphy. Armendariz set and the delivery. Swung on another curveball, but it's bounced off Murphy's leg out to the midfield there. Foul ball. Brandon Jimenez comes in and retrieves it and tosses it back to his teammate Almendarez. And we'll reset for a 1 ball, 2 strike count. With 2 outs here in the inning, the pitch, a little bit outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. 2s are running wild. Almendarez set, goes into his windup in the 2-2 pitch. That curveball gets a swinging strike, gets away from the catcher. It's going to be a race to first base. Is he going to get there in time? He is safe at first base. Murphy able to leg it out. Fans on a strike 3. Coach Perez wants to come out and talk about this. But on a strike 3 that's missed by the catcher, the batter has a chance to become the runner, and if he can beat the ball to first, he is safe. And that's what the field umpire signaled. Coach Perez not agreeing with that call at first base. But it's the men in black that have the final say.
Joel Gomez, number 14, up the bat.
I'm gonna give Murphy a K fielder's choice on that one, because it was a swinging strike, but he legged it out to get to first base, and that'll bring up Joel Gomez. First pitch running is Murphy, and he makes it to second base safely. Runner in scoring position now on the straight steal. And the ball, the count at the plate on Gomez. Gomez playing left field. He was a ground out to short his first at bat. The 1-0 pitch from Almendarez. A little bit outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to the number 8 hole hitter, Joel Gomez. Almendarez set, and the 2-0 pitch has a lot of movement on it, but it stayed outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Gomez. Almendarez really getting some good motion on that ball that he's throwing into the plate tonight. it just kind of wiggled and stayed outside that time. 3-0 pitch coming. Squares the bunt, pulls the bat back. Umpire calls the strike. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Hitters count to Joel Gomez. Runner out at second in Cullen Murphy. 2 outs here in the inning. 3-1 delivery. Inside for ball 2. Gets away from Zatarain. It's a ball 4, but that's going to allow Murphy to get down to second. It skittered away from Zatarain just enough to allow Murphy to get down there to third. Gomez aboard on the walk, and that'll bring up Adam Tayara.
Adam Tayara, number 12, up the bat.
Tayara playing the hot corner for the Colts tonight, was a ground-out victim to Brandon Jimenez, his first at-bat. Colts with runners at the corners now here with 2 outs. Looking for those clutch hits to bring some more runs home. When you got ducks on the pond, you've got to bring them in. Almendar's first pitch. Low for ball 1. Runner takes off unopposed to second base. The throw is over his head, and here comes the runner from third. Murphy's going to come home. The throw to Zatarain off the base. The throw down to third to try and get the battered runner is out at third base, but the run scores. Umpire called the runner out. Gomez tried to get all the way to third, and he was out on the throw. But Murphy scores on the play because the score came before the third out in the field. Adam Tayara will be the leadoff batter in the next inning because he was stranded at the plate. But the Colts put another run on the board. Go ahead, Mom.
In that play at the plate, the catcher turned and took out the umpire. He was flat on the ground.
I didn't notice that because I was watching the play at third. Well, I was an umpire, but I still think that's kind of funny. Sorry, ump, but he looks like he's just fine.
He's fine.
No problems here. All right, so the Colts do put a run. Some wild action there to end the inning. Good play by the Texans to get the runner at third. And we've got a 3-1 lead here for Arlington, and we'll step aside and take a break. This is high school baseball on ZAP, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com. Coming back.
Fans, as we head into the 4th inning stretch here, we want to see how these final innings unfold. Modern West Windows invites you to see the difference new windows can make in your home. First pitch from Bouchel goes off the catcher's glove to the fence. Modern West Windows wants to see the difference new windows can make in your home. Visit modernwestwindows.com to learn more about the sponsors of ZAP. 4th inning stretch. Next pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Angel Quintero. On deck is Matthew Umansor, and in the hole, Christian Zatarain. That next pitch is swung on and missed at the plate by Quintero. Brendan Bouchel is on for his 4th inning of work, and he is ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Quintero swings and misses at the 3rd pitch. That's another K for Mr. Bouchel for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Matthew Umansor, who's got a base hit in his last at-bat and scored the Texans' lone run tonight. The first pitch from Bouchel. In there for a called strike 1. Bouchel with a strike in every inning he's pitched, strikeout so far, 4 strikeouts on the night. Next pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. on Matthew Umansorter. That curveball doesn't break into the zone. It's not breaking like Almondara's breaking ball is going tonight. And that runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch coming from Boo. Swung on and tapped at the plate for a foul. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Timeout called at the plate by Umansorter, granted by the home plate umpire. Everybody will reset. And we're ready for the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Umansorter goes down on strikes. That's 2 strikeouts this inning for Buechele, 5 for the game. And that'll bring up Christian Zatarain, the catcher for the Texans. Mom loving the walk-up music here.
Makes me feel like I'm home in San Antonio.
Yeah. A little bit of Tejano music playing. First pitch, a little bit high for ball 1. Zatarain popped to second, his first at bat tonight. Next pitch is in there for a called strike 1. One ball, 1 strike to Zatarain. That next pitch is a little low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one delivery coming. Tapped out to third base. Tayara fields it, throws it over to first in the dirt, but Abe Alvarado scoops it out and records the out. 1-2-3 go the Texans on the 5-3 putout from Tayara over to Abe Alvarado. No runs, no hits for the Texans. 2 strikeouts for Buechele, and that'll take us to the break. In the 4th inning, we'll step aside and visit our sponsors here on Zach Arnold Productions. This is high school baseball presented by ZAP, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks.
Was at bat when that putout was made at third. Back to the action here, talking to the PA announcer here about who's up to bat, and we were talking about Tayara will be leading off because he was at the plate when the Texans put out the runner at third base to end the last inning, but not before Murphy was able to score. Gomez was trying to make it from first all the way over to third and was a put-out victim, but he wasn't. The out was not recorded until Murphy had crossed the plate, so the Colts got the run.
Pops, we have a nice crowd in the chat tonight. Fans, just a reminder, if you subscribe and wait 10 minutes, you can comment. We sure would love to know where you're listening in from tonight and hope you're able to see the game, not just listen. Thanks to our sponsors who have provided nice cameras for Zach Arnold Productions.
Yeah, we're always grateful to our sponsors, and we encourage you to visit these small businesses and help them out along the way as they are sponsoring high school baseball coverage here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the Arlington area, and highlighting these young athletes. We really appreciate all of their help. Pinch hitter Noah Cifuentes up at bat for the Colts. Noah Cifuentes' first delivery coming from Almendares. I didn't even have to look at Cifuentes' number. I just know the young man. Cifuentes, a senior for the Colts, stepping in to bat here. And that's a hot shot down the third base, right past Marco Lopez and into the coffin corner. But Cifuentes is a substantial young man and isn't fleet of foot like some of his other colleagues, and so he makes it cleanly to first base on that base hit down the third base line. Leadoff base hit by Cifuentes. That'll bring up Danny Bustamante in the top of the order. Bustamante flied out to center and got a double for his 2 appearances so far tonight. Double and scored in that last inning. Cifuentes down at first. Borrego holding him. The pitch home is foul. Another hot shot down that third base line. Marco Lopez diving for it, but the home plate ump confirming that this time it went outside the base for a foul ball. Bustamante pulling the trigger on that one, pulling it just a little bit down that third base line. And we'll do it again. No balls and 1 strike on Busta. Cifuentes getting a moderate lead off over at first with Borrego holding him on. Bunt down the third base line. It's a good bunt. Bustamante rolling down first, and Almendares is going to have to eat it. Bustamante too swift of foot on that perfectly laid down bunt, and he'll get a base hit out of that bunt and move Cifuentes over to second base. 2 runners on, and that brings up Gannon Howard, who got a double his last time at bat. I'm going to add in there a first base bunt. We've seen some really good bunts here on Zach Arnold Network. There was a young man from Martin that laid a beautiful bunt down in the other game against Boone. And here's another bunt by Howard. He lays it down, and all 3 Texans just stand there and look at it. Miscommunication as nobody picked it up, and there was nobody covering the base. Borrego came into play. Jimenez should have come over and covered first, but he did not. Coach Perez is going to come out and talk about the communication gap. Almendares, Zatarain, and the first baseman Borrego all standing around that bunt by Gannon Howard, and nobody picked it up, and Jimenez was not there to cover anyway. Little miscommunication there on the Texan defense, and Coach Perez is going to go out and clarify things as the Colts now have 2 bunt base hits in a row, and the bases are loaded. Pushes Cifuentes over to third base. Bustamante out to second. Howard takes up position at first base, and there's nobody out here in the first inning. in the top of the 5th inning. First inning. That's a lot of rewind, isn't it, Mom?
Yeah.
We've played
a lot of ball for this to be the first inning.
That'll bring up the catcher, Axel Alvarado, for his 3rd appearance tonight. He's grounded to second and grounded to short. This ball's fly to right field. Will it get in the air in the jet stream? Umansor chasing it. It's all the way to the fence in the gap between center and left. Here comes Cifuentes. Here comes Bustamante. And here comes Gannon Howard. All 3 standing up on the double by Axel Alvarado. 3 runs plated by the Colts there on that ball that got up into that jet stream out of the north winds and went all the way to the fence between De La Rosa and Umansor. And the Colts plate 3 runs, and Alvarado ends up at second base with that double.
I wasn't sure that one was coming down. Just kind of floated up there.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Abe Alvarado, for the Colts, who's gotten a base hit and scored a run and grounded out to short his 2 appearances so far tonight. Runner at second base in Alvarado, and nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Almendares comes set, takes a look at Alvarado, and comes home. The cousins. One cousin out at second base, the other cousin at the plate. Almendares set. Turns and wheels towards second. Eats the ball, doesn't throw it out there. It's okay to do that on a feint to second or a fake to third. You just can't fake to first with a runner there. again, Almendarez steps off the plate. 1-0 count to Abe Alvarado. Almendarez set, takes a look at Alvarado and comes home. Called strike one on that outside corner. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Almendarez set the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit to second base and caught on the line. The attempt at the double play is not successful. So the line out to Jimenez is the first out of the inning. Good heads-up play there by Jimenez to have the presence of mind to throw back to second and try and double up Alvarado. Alvarado also paying attention and able to get back in time. 1 out in the inning now. That brings up Payne Kernal. Single and a fly out to center, his 2 appearances so far. First pitch, a little bit high and outside for ball 1. Kernal got a base hit, a stolen base, and made it all the way over to third before the Colts were out in that half inning. Timeout here as Zatarain wants to make sure the signals are straight with his battery mate Almendarez. I think Zatarain was expecting a different pitch on that one. They want to make sure they're all on the same page before we do this again. Kernal steps back in. The 1-0 delivery. Throw down to third base as the runner is going and the ball gets out of Lopez's hands. It's fielded by Ramos, and the runner, Axel Alvarado, will be safe at third. Kernal with a 2-0 count at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch home. In the dirt. Count runs to 3 balls and no strikes. Oh, my bad. I apologize. 2 balls and 1 strike, says the home plate umpire. We have no scoreboard here tonight, so we're doing it on our own, and I made a mistake. Fly ball. High in the sky to center field. De La Rosa camped under it, makes the catch, throws it back in quickly. The runner's tagging. Alvarado's in, standing. Alvarado plates another run on the tag up at third on the high sky ball by Kernal there. The F8 is the putout, but he gets an RBI on that as Alvarado comes in from third on the tag up. 4th run plated by the Colts here in this half inning. And that brings up Corbin Quiros, the designated hitter. Bases empty with 2 outs now for Corbin Quiros.
Pops, we have a message in the chat from Jot Holly. Hope Jot's feeling better tonight.
First pitch from Almendarez is a curveball that hangs inside for ball 1. Does Jot add anything to that?
He just says everybody's doing a great job.
Thanks, Jot. That's a high compliment. Jot, I had a great time calling the game at Bowie with Jot the other night. Even though he wasn't feeling good. This shot is to Ramos at short, and he boots it. Not able to make that play on the short hop, and Quiros is going to get on base on the E6. We're going to have to call that. Jot, Mom, you had some comments about Jot's wordplay the other night.
He was doing a clinic on wordsmithing.
He was cracking me up. Jot, you're just a pleasure to call a game with. You had me cracked up a good part of the night. Next pitch is swung on and hit to right field as Colin Murphy is going to be an out victim as Ubansor is able to come up and make the catch on that fly ball. So the fly to right field finally ends the inning. The Colts send 8 batters, score 4 runs, and your new score, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll step aside and take a short break as we go visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to the Sam Houston side of the 5th inning. Sam will be sending up their 8, 9, and 1 batters to the plate. Noah Borrego leading off. Brandon Jimenez on deck. And back to the top of the order with Sebastian De La Rosa batting 3rd in the hole right now. Brendan Buechele on the bump for his 5th inning of work. Your new score, Arlington 7, Sam 1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jot asked us a question in the chat. Did you play some Conway Twitty tonight? No, Jot. Sorry, not the Conway Twitty fan that you are. But we do both like some other country artists. First pitch is swung on and hit foul for strike 1. Charlie Pride is a common one. And we did get Yachty to play Kiss an Angel Good Morning, which I get to do every day.
Aww.
Next delivery from Buechele. Swung on and hit out to first base. Cifuentes is going to make the plays. Pitches it to underhanded to Brendan Buechele. We do have a new first baseman over there. As Cifuentes takes up position to play first base after he batted in that last inning. And he gets the out recorded on the underhand toss to Buechele. So a 3-1 put out for the first out. Brandon Jimenez coming up to bat, his second turn at the plate tonight. He struck out his first time. Buechele's first delivery swung on and fouled to the right side, out of play for strike 1. Buechele gets a new ball in the 0-1 pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. One delivery. Swung on and hit right to the glove of Adam Tayara, who makes the play there. No, I'm sorry. That is my bad. Coach Womack making some moves for us here in this inning, and that was AB. That was Abe Alvarado over at his usual spot.
So that explains Cifuentes batting when Tayara was supposed to come.
Yeah, I need to check the rest of the infield and make sure we're good. 2 outs now. The line to third is the second out. And Sebastian De La Rosa, the top of the order for the Texans, is up to bat, and he swings at that first pitch foul for strike 1. 2 outs in the inning here for Buechele. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and tapped out to Bustamante. Fields it on the 3-hopper. Throws it over to the Cifuentes at first and just barely gets the speedy De La Rosa for the 6-3 out. That'll end the inning. 1-2-3 for Buechele here in the bottom of the 5th, and will take us to the 6th inning. Top of the 6th coming up. The temperatures are getting lower. The score is getting higher. We'll step aside and visit our sponsors. This is high school baseball, presented on a chilly Friday night by Zap, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more. Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab leaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
Coming back.
Fans, welcome back here to the home of the Sam Houston Texans for the top of the sixth inning. Fans, we'd like to let you know that next week Arlington High will be taking on Bowie, the two teams that we sponsor here on Zach Arnold Network, and it's going to be a special week of a canned food drive by both teams, benefiting the Mission Arlington Mission Metroplex ministry here in Arlington. Bring as many canned foods as you want to carry to the ball game, and they will all be donated to Mission Arlington Mission Metroplex. Both games, the game at Bowie and the game at Arlington, canned food drive that benefits Mission Arlington. Joel Gomez leading off here, and his first delivery from Oscar Almendarez, who is still on the mound, is a swinging strike. That curveball is swung on and hit right up the middle. Good range there shown by Mark Ramos, but he's just barely able to dive and get that ball to keep it in the infield. That'll be an infield base hit by Gomez. Ramos did a really good job getting to that to even get a glove on it.
Number 25, Julian. 26, Noah Cifuentes. Up to bat, Noah Cifuentes, number 26.
Noah Cifuentes up for another at-bat here. He led off the inning, the last inning. Runner at first base, and the first pitch taking off is Gomez, and he's going to make it to second on the straight steal as the ball is kind of bobbled at the plate by Zatarain for ball one. So a runner at second base for the Colts and Gomez, and Cifuentes with an 0-1 count. The pitch home. Swung on and hit to left field, but it's going to fall right in front. Just a little Texas leaguer in front of Angel Quintero. The runner from second is going to make it to third. And a base hit by Cifuentes puts him at first. We were noticing in the preseason, in the tournament action, that Cifuentes was struggling a little bit at the plate, and he really seems to be seeing the ball very well right now with two straight singles.
Looks like Coach is going to come out and have a conversation with his pitcher. Maybe the whole infield, they're all coming in.
Maybe talking about what needs to happen here with runners at
I think he
the
took
corners.
the ball, Pops.
Yeah, he did. He did take the ball from Almendarez. His night will be over. We're going to step aside as we have a new pitcher coming down the pipe, presented by our friends at Pipe and Peak Plumbing. When we come back, we'll let you know who our new pitcher is. We'll be right back.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Coming back.
We're in the middle of a mid-inning pitching change, and all pitching changes are presented by Pipe and Peak, serving the Arlington area for over a decade. Arrange for a free quote by calling Pipe and Peak Plumbing at 817-807-7069. Oscar Almendarez's evening is finished as Coach Perez comes out and hands the ball to the new pitcher, number 15, Noah Nordskog. Nordskog, a tall, lanky young man like Bouchel. First appearance of the season. He's been playing some JV this season. His dad was up here in the last game we had here at Sam doing the PA announcing. So we're glad his dad gets to watch his son pitch tonight. Noah Nordskog on to pitch for Sam Houston with a runner. He's coming in a difficult situation. Runner at third, runner at first, and nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning. Joel Gomez over at third. Noah Cifuentes with two straight singles over at first. Nordskog comes set in his first pitch. A little bit outside for ball 1.
Judd Holly would be proud that the batter laid off of that pitch.
Yes, he would. We're at the top of the order with Danny Bustamante up at bat now. Swung on and tapped at the plate for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 1 hitter, 1-hole hitter, Bustamante. It looks like he fouled that one off his foot. Grimacing a little bit as he walks around the catcher's plate area. Steps back in the box, and Nordskog ready for the 1-1 delivery. Takes a look over at Cifuentes at first. Probably not a threat to steal.
Speaking of which,
he does go on a straight steal. The throw down to Ramos is a safe call on Cifuentes. 2 balls, 1 strike to count at the plate.
There we go.
And runners now at second and third. 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Nordskog comes set. And the 2-1 pitch. A little bit outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike on Danny Bustamante. Danny 2 for 3 at the plate tonight with a double and a bunt single to his credit. Scored 2 of the Colt runs. Nordskog comes set. The hitter's pitch coming, 3-1 count. Swung on and missed. Big cut there, but a good inside pitch by Nordskog, and the count runs even at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bustamante steps back in and comes set. Nordskog with the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Nordskog gets the strikeout of Danny Bustamante for the first out of the inning.
That pitch had some movement on it, Pops. Did you see it?
It did. Almendarez had some good movement on his pitches tonight.
Number 2.
And Nordskog records his first strikeout. That'll take us to Gannon Howard. A double and a bunt base hit to his credit. He's gone 2 for 3 at the plate tonight. 1 out and 2 runners on. Nordskog's first pitch to Howard. Swung on and flared over the second baseman into right field. Here comes the runner Gomez from third. Cifuentes steaming around third, rumbling around third, scores. 2-run score. Howard all the way out to third, and he's out at third. Texans relay on the aggressive base running there by Coach Womack, and Gannon Howard is out at third, but not before 2 runs score. So 2 RBIs there by Howard, but he's out at third for the second out of the inning. Gomez scores. Cifuentes scores. Takes the score to 9-1, and the next batter at the plate is Axel Alvarado. Axel 1 for 3 tonight at the plate with a double his last at bat and scored 1 of the runs in that big inning last 5th inning. Nordskog next delivery. Swung on and flared out to the gap over the shortstop in no man's land for a base hit for Axel Alvarado. Little Texas leaguer out there, says Coach Loya, and I agree with it. Landed out there in no man's land between Quintero, De La Rosa, and Ramos. Not a chance for any of them. But Alvarado ends up at first base.
Pops, across town over at Martin Field.
Yeah.
Martin is up on Bowie 7-1.
That's a similar score we had here just a little while ago before the Colts put some runs on the board. Abe Alvarado up at the plate now. Throw over by Nordskog. Tag applied there by Borrego. But Axel Alvarado gets back in time. Axel, cousin 1, Abe Alvarado, cousin 2 at the plate. Nordskog aware of Axel's speed. Swung on and hit to third, does Abe Alvarado, and it's booted there by Lopez. That was a fairly easy, should have been an easy play, a fairly routine play by Lopez, and it just bounces in and out of his glove. That'll put Abe Alvarado on the E6. And Axel goes over to second. 2 runners on with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Payne Kernall. First pitch from Nordskog hits that inside corner for strike 1 called. Kernall 1 for 3 tonight at the plate with a base hit and was stranded at third in the second inning. Runners at first and second here with 2 outs. Nordskog trying to pitch out of a jam here. The 0-1 pitch hits the outside corner. Inside, outside, 2 strikes for Nordskog. And Kernall's down 0-2 in the count. Nordskog looks into Zatarain for the pitch call. And the 0-2 pitch. Runners are going. Throw down. Zatarain does not. Oh, the call is a called strike 3 at the plate. So all that action on the bases was for naught as Kernall goes down on a looking strikeout by Nordskog for the 3rd out in the inning. But not before the Colts put 2 more runs on the board. Your new score, Arlington 9, Sam 1, as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. This is high school baseball brought to you on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Welcome back to the campus of Sam Houston High School in East Arlington, home of the Sam Houston Texans, as the Colts are here visiting tonight for the rubber match of the 2-game series here between the Colts and the Texans. And your score, Arlington 9, Sam 1, heading to the bottom of this inning. Sam will be sending up their 2, 3, 4 batters to the plate. Marcos Lopez leading off. The number 3 hole hitter, Mark Ramos, on deck. And Michael Soto in the hole. Brendan Buechele on for his 6th inning of work. And his first pitch home. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Pops, I've noticed a change. These Sam Houston batters are swinging their bats more. They're going after this.
Good sign for them to be up there hacking. Next pitch from Buechele is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Marcos Lopez. Lopez got a base hit and a stolen base, but was stranded at second in the first inning and a strikeout victim the last time up. There's a swinging strike there. Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes as Buechele works ahead in the count to the first batter in the bottom of the 6th inning. Buechele winds and pitches. Swung on and hit out towards second base. Short hop to the second baseman Murphy, who recovers, gets it to Cifuentes for the out. Little bobble there by Murphy, but does a good job of maintaining his focus. Secures the ball and gets it over to Noah for the first out. That'll bring up Mark Ramos, the shortstop, the Northlake College commit for the Sam Houston Texans. Very proud of him. First pitch from Buechele in the strike zone for strike 1 called by the home plate umpire. Oh, 1 delivery. Curveball swung on and hit right up the middle. It's going to be a little bit bobbled by Murphy, and Ramos is going to be aboard with a base hit.
Michael Soto, number 17.
Ramos motoring down the line. He's got good speed there. Murphy was having to range quite a ways to his right towards the second base bag and just didn't have a chance. Just played the ball, ate it, and wait for another day. That'll bring up Michael Soto, the designated hitter for Sam Houston. 0 for 2 at the plate so far tonight. Throw over to first base. Close call, but not in time, says the first base umpire. Actually, the field umpire now. He's out in behind Buechele in the middle of the field. Another throw over. Cifuentes applies a quick tag, and Ramos again safe. Buechele paying a lot of attention to the runner Mark Ramos as he has good speed out there at first. Another throw over there. Cifuentes tag, and he got him. That time Buechele nailed him at first base. Ramos straight off just a little too far, and the third throw over nails Ramos for the second out.
He got just a little too comfortable with how many times he'd made it back.
Ramos just took one step too many, and Buechele got him. 2 outs now here to Michael Soto. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Soto finally gets a pitch here in the 6th inning. Buechele's next pitch. Oh, it hits the batter.
Oh. Did it?
Did it? It sure looks like it hit him. I'll be.
He got out.
We're looking for the baseball back here at the
backstop.
Count maybe 2-0 here.
It is.
2 ball and 1 strike called now. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'll tell you what, Soto did a good dancing job up there at the plate to avoid getting hit by that ball. I thought for sure it had bounced off his shoulder. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Buechele's delivery. A little bit outside as Alvarado tries to frame that pitch and get the call, but he didn't get it from the home plate umpire that time. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count to the batter, Michael Soto. The wind and the pitch. Down in the dirt, bounces at the plate for ball 4. Michael Soto takes up position at first base on the walk. That puts another runner out at first base after the Ramos was picked off. So Sam with 1 runner now on the bases at first and 2 outs. That'll bring up Angel Quintero, the left fielder. Ground out and a strikeout victim his 2 appearances, and his first swing is a foul, strike 1.
Angel Quintero at the plate, number 23.
Buechele toes the rubber. Takes a look at first base at Soto. Goes over there. Going to try and get another one over there, but Soto back in plenty of time. Buechele throws over again. No tag applied this time. Cifuentes over there playing first base tight. Soto getting as much of a lead, and the pitch home is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Quintero. Buechele comes set. The 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter. Quintero playing left field for the Texans tonight. Buechele comes set. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and tapped at the plate, foul. Buechele gets a new ball, and everybody gets reset. Buechele looks over at first, checking on Soto. Comes home to Quintero. He thought about it, but he held back for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Angel Quintero. Buechele set. The 2-2 offering. Outside and blocked well by Alvarado, keeping Soto at first base. Count runs to 3 balls and 2 strikes on the batter. Even count. 2 outs, 1 runner at first in Soto. The payoff pitch coming to Quintero. Outside and low for ball 4. Buechele walks him. 2 runners on. That'll push Soto out to second. 2 consecutive walks now issued by Buechele. It's going to bring up Matthew Umansor. Coach Perez coming out. Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner in number 22.
Is he running for 17, Soto?
Umansor up to bat. Number 22, Santillan, now running at second base. Throw over there. Oh, and it gets past Murphy into center field. Santillan's going to run over to third. He's coming home. Perez is winding him around. He's coming home. Axel with the play, and it gets by Axel Alvarado, and the run scores. The runner, Quintero, is going to make it all the way over to third on that play. Santillan scores after just coming in as a courtesy runner, and the runner, Quintero, makes it all the way over to third on a comedy of errors there by the Colts on their throwing. Buechele overthrew Murphy into center field and went all the way to the wall. When they threw it back into the infield, it was thrown past Alvarado, and the run scored. Buechele's first pitch to Umansor is a ball low and outside. 2 outs, runner at third base, Umansor at the plate. Fouled back into the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike on Umansor. Umansor got a base hit and scored a Texan run in the second inning and struck out his last time at bat. The 1-1 pitch from Buechele. Swung on a hit right back to Buechele under his glove, out to Murphy. Murphy fields it, throws it, but not nearly in time at first base as Quintero comes home to score. And Umansor makes it to first base on the base hit. Texans with 2 runs on the board here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Your new score, Arlington 9, Sam Houston 3. Looks like Coach Perez is going to make another move here. He's got his scorecard out and sending somebody back to the dugout. It should be Christian Zatarain. And the coaches for Arlington High are going to go out and talk to Buechele and the entire infield. So we're going to take a little time out here as everybody decides where they want to go and what they need to be doing. Cannot see the bullpen area here at Sam Houston from our vantage point. We are blessed to be in the score box on the second floor here tonight behind home plate. Inside accommodations, out of the north wind and the chilly weather. We're thankful to Coach Perez for allowing us to set up in here tonight as the Arlington High coaching staff breaks up the conference and is ready to resume play here.
Pops is just grateful he doesn't have to listen to me complain about the cold.
There is that. I have a little more padding, let's put it. And let's see if this is a new batter. It is Tristan Chavez pinch hitting here for Zatarain. Chavez coming to bat with 2 outs here in the inning and a runner at first base in Matthew Umansor.
Tristan Chavez at the plate, number 9.
First pitch to Chavez is fouled off behind the backstop here for a strike 1 count. Sam Houston making some noise here in the bottom of the 6th inning, plating 2 runs. Buechele's 0-1 delivery coming now outside for ball 1. He out evens at 1 ball and 1 strike to Chavez. Pinch hitter for Zatarain here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Buechele takes a look at Umansor over at first base. The pitch home. Low and in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Buechele seems to be having some trouble locating the strike zone here. 2 walks this inning. Both of those walks have scored. 2-1 count here to Chavez. Takes a look at him and sore at first and comes home. That's called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Chavez. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner over at first base. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and tapped off the plate, high in the air. It's going to be a tough play for Alvarado. The throw to Cifuentes, and he does get Chavez at first to end the inning. So the 2-3 putout is the 3rd out of the inning, and that'll end the Texan half of the 6th inning, but not before they put a couple more runs on the board to keep it interesting. It's Arlington 9, Sam 3 as we head to the 7th inning. We'll step aside and visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Go.
Welcome back to the top of the last frame of tonight's ball game, the 7th inning. Leading off for the Colts this inning, Corbin Quiros, the designated hitter. On deck, Colin Murphy. And in the hole to start the things off here, Joel Gomez. Sam Houston able to generate some runs. Looks like Coach Womack's going to be making some changes here. We're going to have to pay attention to our score sheet and see who's getting to bat here for the Colts. 24 leading off for Arlington. That is Quiros. So we'll have to keep an eye on who else comes up after that. We'll keep our eye on it for you. Quiros, the designated hitter, technically 0 for 3 at the plate tonight. He did reach first base on an error in the last inning and was stranded there in the 4-run inning in the 5th.
Corbin Quiros, number 24, leading off.
Noah Nordskog on for his first full inning of work after being subbed in last inning. His first pitch to Quiros. Ball 1, the call by the home plate umpire. Nordskog did get a strikeout, and 2 strikeouts in that last inning. Next pitch, swung on and hit to third, past Ramos down the left field, past Lopez, down that third base line, and Quiros is going to be aboard with a clean base hit. Sorry, Mark, didn't mean to disrespect you there. That was Lopez. And Lopez did nothing wrong. It was just a hot shot down that line, right between Lopez and the bag. That'll bring up number 6, Colin Murphy. Reached base and scored a run in the 4th on a strikeout that was missed at the plate by Zatarain. First pitch from Nordskog is ball 1. One of those weird plays that you attribute to the deep backstop here at Sam Houston. On the swinging strike, the ball got away from Zatarain, and Murphy was able to leg it out to first base. Nordskog, 1-0 pitch. Low for ball 2. Quiros getting a good lead off at first base. Noah Borrego down there holding him tight. Nordskog comes set in the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and hit right back to Nordskog. Nordskog throws it to second for the force there. The relay, it gets him at first. Double play turned by the Texans. Quiros out at second. The relay to Murphy out to Borrego, and he's out. Murphy out, and that'll bring up Joel Gomez with 2 outs in the inning.
Joel Gomez up to play.
Gomez, a left-handed batting left fielder. Nordskog's first pitch, a little bit low and outside for ball one. Nice double play turn there by the Texans on that shot right back to Nordskog, who turned through to second to Ramos. Ramos on to Borrego for the double play. Next pitch is low and outside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to Joel Gomez. Gomez a base hit and scored a run in the 6th inning. The 2-0 delivery. Swung on and hit out to second base. Jimenez fields it cleanly on to Borrego for the 3rd out of the inning. 4-3 put out for the 3rd out. Retires the Colts in the top of the 7th. That'll take us to the bottom of the 7th inning. Score 9-3. Arlington High. We'll take a break and visit our sponsors as we head to the bottom of the last frame. This is high school baseball, brought to you by Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
We're back.
Welcome back from the break, and as we come back from the break, a new pitcher has come down the pipe during that break. And if your pipes break, be sure to call Caleb Renfro at Pipe and Peak Plumbing at 817-807-7069. A between-inning pitching change as our new pitcher is going to be Abe Alvarado. Abe Alvarado, number 20, on to pitch to clean up the game here for the Colts. Taking Alvarado's place at third base is going to be Murphy. So who's at second? Who's on first? What's on second? We'll have to figure that out for you here. I don't know. Number 3 is going to be at second base, Simon Hercules.
Simon Hercules. We've seen some good fielding from him.
We have. Simon Hercules takes over the duties at second. Murph moves over to third, and the first pitch thrown home to the leadoff batter, Borrego, is fouled off for strike 1. AB on the mound now to seek the save here. 0-1 delivery, gets away from Alvarado. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball's low for ball 2. 2-1. Borrego leading off, Brandon Jimenez on deck, and then back to the top of the order for Sam with Sebastian De La Rosa. That ball's low and in the dirt and bounces up. Count runs to a hitter's count of 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter here, Noah Borrego. Alvarado's wind and 3-1 delivery, swung on and missed for strike 2. Count runs even, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Swung on and hit to third base. Murph scoops it up, throws across the field to Cifuentes for the first out of the inning. 5-3 put out is the first out of the inning. That brings up Brandon Jimenez. Jimenez officially 0 for 2 at the plate tonight. Ducks scoots back on that inside pitch. Ball 1 at the plate. That next pitch is a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, number 13, Brandon Jimenez.
So, Oscar doesn't have a song, right?
1-1 delivery. Swung on and hit out towards Bustamante. He fields the ball, plays it to Cifuentes for the second out of the inning. 6-3 put out for the second out, and that brings the Texans down to their last out of the ball game. Takes us to the top of the order. Top of the order, Sebastian De La Rosa. He hits the ball out to second base. Hercules makes the play, throws it to first, and the ball game is over. Teams come out to shake hands, and we'll step aside here and be right back with the John Wade Roofing postgame show right after this commercial.
Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe and Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe and Peak can help your home. When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Come back.
Welcome back here to the Sam Houston Texans home field on the east side of Arlington at Sam Houston High School, where the Arlington Colts have just finished off Sam to sweep the series with a 9-3 final score here at Sam Houston. I want to just give a little bit of a rundown of how things went. Arlington had some good pitching tonight from Brendan Buechele as he was able to hold the Texans to just those 3 runs. There was kind of an inning full of mishaps in the bottom of the 6th where there were a couple of booted balls, a couple of missed throws, and the Texans were able to put a couple. There were 2 walks in that inning that ended up scoring for Sam Houston, but Buechele was able to settle down and get out of the inning. He finished the night with 5 strikeouts on the night, and the Colts put up enough runs to retire Sam Houston. Sam did a good job in that 5th inning where they put in the 6th inning where they put 2 runs on the board to add to the first run of the game in the 2nd inning. But they just didn't have enough at the plate tonight to bring home the win for the home team. I'm going to look at the player of the game tonight. Mom, the producer, and I were talking while the commercial was going. We're going to give the player of the game to Brendan Buechele. Buechele had 6 strong full innings of work, 5 strikeouts, and held the Texans to the 3 runs that they earned. So Brendan Buechele is going to be our player of the game. But when you look at some of the batting from the Colts tonight, Danny Bustamante with a double and a single bunt, Gannon Howard with a double and a single bunt, and a long hit that actually went for an out. It was a double, and then he tried to stretch it to a triple, and he was thrown out at third. But a good batting tonight from Gannon Howard. Axel Alvarado went 2 for 4 tonight with a double and a base hit. The Abe Alvarado got a base hit and scored and got on base from an error. Payne Kernal got a base hit that got him all the way to third. Murphy with a strikeout leg out to first base safe. Just some good play tonight. Joel Gomez with a base hit and a score by him. And Noah Cifuentes came on and got 2 straight base hits and scored 2 runs for the Colts tonight. So, I mean, I could give the player of the game to all of the Colt offense and Buechele. But we're going to stick with Buechele tonight. But a good overall team effort by the Colts tonight. Oscar Almendarez did a good job for the time that he was in for the Texans. Not a bad pitching performance, just good hitting by the Colts. Noah Nordskog came in and shut the Colts down in the 7th inning, and after he came in the 6th inning. So good job by Nordskog in relief. So we want to revisit the next up for these teams as up next for the Sam Houston Texans will be Lamar. Lamar came into the night at 4-1 on the season, on the district season so far. They had swept Martin, they had swept Haltom, and they lost the first game to South Grand Prairie on Tuesday. So we'll have to check the score later on how they were able to fare at South tonight. But that's the next opponent for these Sam Houston Texans is Lamar. And the next opponent for Arlington are the Bowie Volunteers, who are over at Martin tonight. And that score right now is 7-3. Martin is up over Bowie in the top of the 6th. That's the other game on the Zach Arnold Network tonight. Mom, we want to revisit the invitation to bring canned goods to that Bowie-Arlington series next week. The game at the ballpark at Bowie, bring your canned goods. The Colt Field, bring your canned goods to donate. And all the donations will benefit Mission Arlington, Mission Metroplex, a great cause to help support some of those in need in our community. So bring as many canned goods as you can hold in your arms to both of the ball games. And the Zach Arnold Network will have some special surprises for you next week, as that'll be an all hands on deck for our production staff, as Arlington and Bowie are the two teams that we support all year long. So when they go head to head, we have a few more resources to bring you some few more extras next week. So we're going to step aside with this, wrap this up 9-3. The Colts over Sam as they sweep the series. My thanks to Mom, the producer, for keeping everything intact tonight. Mom, thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, I enjoyed it. Colts looked great. Texans are improving. It was a good night for baseball, even if it was cold.
A little chilly, but it depends on how many layers of extra padding that you have, and I have a little bit more than Mom does. So we're going to step aside. We hope you have a great weekend as the Colts are kind of playing around on the field out there, enjoying the win. And we just want to remind you we'll be back next week with the Bowie-Arlington series. And until then, until Tuesday night. Oh, our games next week are also Tuesday and Thursday next week, not Tuesday and Friday. So a programming note there. We will not be playing baseball on Good Friday. So the games against Bowie will be on Tuesday and Thursday night next week. Tune in for all the action here on the Zach Arnold Network, or come out to the ballpark and have fun yourself. Until then, have a safe and blessed weekend, and we will see you next